Why everyone should have the freedom to read. An argument. Book bans. An introduction. What does the book The Great Gatsby and The Perks of Being a Wallflower have in common? Well, they were both two award-winning movies, praised for the universal themes of finding and accepting oneself, but they were also two of the most frequently banned books in the United States. While it is true that these books contain material that some may deem offensive, blasphemous, or otherwise promoting a damaging lifestyle, the underlying reasons for book bans lie in prejudiced views and rigid mindsets. For example, our society is a relatively Christian, homogeneous society, and aspects in these books are of different religious viewpoints or promote different religious ideas, and that's why they are banned or cited. Adolescents need access to these relatable stories because it helps them to determine their beliefs and their ideals and their judgments in society. The counterclaim, addressing those in favor of book bans. Concerned parents and teachers and librarians, they say that banning books protects children from exposure to vulgar language or detrimental lifestyles. And they say that profanity or sexually explicit language may encourage adolescents to use the same type of language, but the books written for young adults for this type of audience includes the language that they'd hear elsewhere. Adolescents should be able to judge for themselves whether that type of language adds or distracts from the story. They should have their own independence in judging that. Also, books frequently cited for encouraging quote-unquote damaging lifestyle choices often explore topics such as teen drinking and drug use or questioning one's sexuality. And while some may view that as a reason exactly for removing this type of books, I think that this is a reason why you should have these books, because it is essential to have these type of books so teens can relate to these experiences and then apply what they learned in these books to these similar characters to their real life problems as well. A novel is such a safe, engaging environment rather than finding out something that they're curious about from their friends who might not know as much. Claim. Why book bans are detrimental to youth. The people should be allowed to read certain books because modern bans on books, placed on books, are almost exclusively for children and young adults. And this is a demographic where a person needs the freedom to explore life through literature and needs to see all that sort of things because they're growing up and they need to find out for themselves what they like, what they don't like, their values, their ideals. Talking about touchy or otherwise controversial subjects, it's healthy, like talking about race, talking about sexuality, talking about social expectations. They help to form a young person's identity when they're talked about. And if you don't talk about them, if you censor all of these concepts, then it disrupts how you can learn about these things. Relating your experiences to real life. This can also bring up more questions about this kind of subjects, about these controversial subjects, and it can better inform them. It can also create a place where characters can relate to people in stories going through similar problems. A quote from Reagan McMahon, the deputy editor at Common Sense Media, a popular and reputable organization that talks about appropriate media for kids. She elaborated on this and she said, quote, "Young people may find a character going through exactly what they are, which makes a powerful reading experience and helps the reader sort out thorny issues such as grief, divorce, sexual assault, bullying, prejudice, and sexual identity." As this quote says, relatable experiences help developing minds to, find out more about these things and interpret these really real, genuine, raw concepts. And it also allows a teen or a young person to be able to use their best judgment in life because they can see that a character is going through a similar thing that they are. Concluding statements. In summary, while there are valid concerns on the appropriateness and type of language and things like that in books for children and young adults, readings should not be banned outright, any sort of piece of literature, because the unrestricted access to books provides knowledge that will only strengthen one's mind, spark valid questions of who they are, or continue to shape one's beliefs and ideals about life and society. Thank you.